Yeah, it's social media monitoring is probably more important than social media marketing. Is what we say. Uh, whether your marketing message reaches everybody or not, what are people talking out there is is already happening, and it's very relevant, very informative to you if you are a brand. In terms of the marketing side of the business, social media may be one more way to do it. In addition to your traditional media, in addition to below the line PR and other activities. But for social media monitoring, perhaps there is no other alternative. That's the thing. That's the one thing. How can you use social media? What are the various reasons why you would use social media monitoring? One is that people are talking about your brand. So if people are talking about your brand, you want to know what they are saying. You may have a certain perception about what your brand means to the outside world. What they talk about is the reality. So when you start listening to a conversation, first of all, you will get a view of what others think about your brand, what the consumer thinks about your brand. That's the one thing. So if there is a gap between how you wanted yourself to be perceived and how people perceive you, maybe that gives you pointers to shift your marketing communications or any other plans which you have. So that's the first thing. Second thing is that when they are talking about your brand, they may be talking about multiple things. They may be talking about what they like about your brand. They may be talking about what they would like you to do next. Maybe bring this product out in a different color, maybe bring it out in a bigger size or whatever, make it available in a different city where it's not available today. So they will be giving you interesting pointers about tomorrow for your future, for your market development. That's one. They may be telling about the problems they have using your product or your service. So there's again inputs for you to address. That, okay, here's where we seem to be going wrong. Maybe we can go back and look at it and change some things. So there are pointers for that. There are pointers about sheer callous customer service. Now, as a company and you have a central office, you know that you have put things in place, but you may not know that maybe the Chandigarh service office of yours is not doing a good job. And suddenly on Twitter you find a lot, or social media monitoring, you pick up a lot of conversations which are coming from that particular pocket. So you have a pointer that maybe there's something wrong in that particular center or that area, and you can go and fix it. So there is, and of course there is a question of reputation management. Somebody, either a genuine customer or maybe a disgruntled employee or a vendor who has not been paid, or anybody could be going and creating a lot of ruckus out there, telling how terrible you are as a company or what all wrong you have done. Now, if you don't listen to it, you have no idea that is happening. You don't know which of those conversations can become really big, can actually snowball into a huge crisis for you, and then it becomes a very expensive affair to fix it. And of course, you take a hit at that time. So for example, if you are a healthcare brand, somebody goes out and says that your patient was not treated well and he died, or something like that. Now you do not even realize how much damage that can do. Suddenly people will start talking more and more about it, and they say, I have so many choices, maybe I should go to some other hospital. And then there's a stigma associated. People say, better to avoid that hospital. Pata nahi, was it really there, was it not there? Best to avoid. Then it's a huge hit. The same thing, if you're a real estate company, somebody says that there is some bad omen about so-and-so property. Now, at the time of property selection, nobody wants that hint in their head. What if it's bad luck to go and live in that place because two people died when the construction was happening? Now that's just a random thing that somebody could have put there, but it can damage your project no end. You may not get the price or you may not get the buyers. You want to know if something like that is there, quickly find a solution, quickly fix it, get it off, do something. So that reputation management aspect is big. Even a computer could be doing it just to malign you. I mean, it's so easy to go and create a few random blogs or put some posts out there about how bad your company is and what all has happened. You want to detect those first, so that then you can take the next point of action, whatever that action may be. So there's a lot of reason why you will do social media monitoring for your own brand. Okay, but there is a story to social media monitoring beyond that. Maybe you can monitor your category. So if you are in the automobile category, You can monitor just the category itself and say, what are people talking today in terms of their preferences, their choices, what's important to them while making a purchase? Is it price, is it comfort, is it what? So all those kinds of conversations are happening. Often some of them will give you a wish list that people have about your category. Maybe you can address them in the next one, in your next product out, or even in marketing communication. So monitoring the category is very, very crucial. The third opportunity actually is to monitor your consumer, the typical customer which you have. So supposing you're a B2B business and you cater to the automobile sector, you are an automobile component manufacturer and you supply to a whole lot of automobile industry. How about monitoring conversations amongst engineers or about technical people in the automobile space for what their challenges are? So do they want to make a lighter vehicle, and so are they replacing steel with plastic? I mean, what are the kind of things that they are talking about? What are their problems in terms of supply chain or something which are not addressed? Now, understanding that tells you tomorrow what you need to do as an industry, as a business. So it's again not about your brand. It's not about your category. It's about your target folks, the people who buy your product and where it's required. Just monitoring those conversations give you immense insights and give you preparation for tomorrow. So it could be called as market research. It could be called anything. So there is, if you're there's one more thing. If you're a company which has a large amount of employees, you want to see what they are talking about. An existing employee, as soon as he's out of your office, he's one more person out there on social media. Are the employees talking good about you? Are they saying nice things, bad things? Is it a good place to work? Is it a bad place to work? What about prospective people? So if you're recruiting engineers, if you're recruiting MBAs, are they having your brand as an aspirational brand from a recruitment perspective? Is it even coming into their consideration space when they talk about job opportunities or not? And what can you do to build your reputation as an employer brand? Okay. So also for financial, if you're coming out with an IPO, you want to be sure that this general sentiment around your brand and your company is a positive one. As soon as somebody starts poking holes that you have a problem, you don't have a good track record, you're going to lose some contracts, maybe your numbers will fall. As soon as that kind of wind starts going out, people may stay away from your IPO and you may not have a successful IPO. So you may want to monitor financial community also in that kind of a scenario. So social media monitoring is huge. It's relevant across the board for various functions, and it's the first thing we recommend even before going out and talking in the social media space.